What nearly forgotten Marvel show is returning to Hulu? And did Zachary Levi just fire shots at James Gunn? Stick around and find out, because it's time for Nerdy News. Look, we got a lot to talk about today, so we need to just dive right in, okay? First, we got some stuff going on in the Star Wars world. The kids in Skeleton Crew will ride bikes inspired by E.T., but translated into, Star Wars speeder bikes. So for you big fans of the Mod Squad in Book of Boba Fett, they're about to make their triumphant return. Adam Driver was a big part of the news this last week. First of all, he said in an interview that the character of Kylo Ren changed multiple times throughout the filming of the sequel trilogies. He was supposed to be this polar opposite of Darth Vader, start out very insecure in his power of the dark side, and then end up feeling very confident. It just kept going back and forth, and you ended up getting this. Adam Driver also hosted Saturday Night Live last Saturday, and for those of you who missed it, his monologue definitely made me chuckle. He was talking about how people, as he's playing piano, he's talking about how people on the street will come up and ask him all these questions, and you killed Han Solo. His response to this was, I didn't kill Han Solo. Wokeness killed Han Solo. It's also rumored that the droid featured in Skeleton Crew will be a KX series security droid going by the designation SM-33, or lovingly referred to as Sammy. Do we all remember Broom Boy from The Last Jedi? We're not talking about that right now. We're just talking about Broom Boy. Okay, we're not talking about Rian Johnson, please. It's rumored that Broom Boy is going to make a return in the Rey movie. He will be one of her Jedi. That's the rumor I'm hearing anyway. And Marvel has announced a new animated series called The Eyes of Wakanda. From what I'm reading about it, it seems to be kind of an anthology series. It focuses on the former Black Panthers and their missions to protect the precious resource of vibranium. Some rumors coming out about the upcoming Kang Dynasty film. We're hearing that they might actually kill off Ant-Man. Yeah, I mean, Quantumania did not do that well for reasons. I'm sure some of it has to do with Paul Rudd being like, and Emma Stone is rumored to actually reappear as Spider-Gwen in an upcoming Spider-Man movie. The only upcoming Spider-Man movie I'm aware of is Spider-Man 4. So that would be pretty cool, right? Wolverine. We've got some news about Wolverine in the Deadpool 3 movie. More leaks. I mean, basically, we're going to know everything about this movie before it comes out. But Wolverine's son, Daken, is rumored to appear in Deadpool 3. So that would be pretty interesting. Like, do you think they're going to try and make him one of the Young Avengers? Like, they keep bringing in all these kids. Also, Wolverine will have his iconic comic accurate mask, which will be a combination of practical effects and visual effects. Also in Deadpool 3, Wolverine's gonna rip his sleeves off. That's right. He's gonna rip those sleeves right off. And if those biceps aren't hairy AF, we burn it down. They're also changing the name of the Deadpool movie. It was Deadpool 3. And now all we know is that they're changing it. It's probably going to be this. We have new information about the upcoming Echo series that's dropping on January 10th. We've got some fabulous new posters and artwork, some concept designs. We've heard that she's going to have some pretty amazing, wild powers, including being able to echo her abilities onto others, super strength, super fast, Similar to her abilities after she gets the Phoenix Force, Vincent D'Onofrio has said that it's going to have a similar feel and level of violence as the Daredevil series on Netflix. So be ready for dark, violent. I'm looking forward to it. The first 3 episodes runtime are, number 1 is going to be 49 minutes long. Episode 2 is going to be 39 minutes long, and episode 3 will be 42 minutes long. The first reviews that are coming out for Echo that I've been able to read are pretty glowing. Again, dark, violent, very Daredevil feel, exciting. Daniel RPK has come out and said that Daredevil is actually going to be in Spider-Man 4 and have a sizable role. Oh, yeah. They're wanting to recapture that No Way Home feel. So they are kind of wanting to get another big Marvel guy in there, and they're thinking Ant-Man. So are they just like building up this emotional connection between him and Spider-Man so it'll hurt more when they kill him off in King Dynasty? I guess we'll find out. They've changed the name of Spider-Man freshman year to Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. We've also got some pretty sweet sneak peeks at some of the artwork. It looks very, very similar to the 90s cartoons. Speaking of 90s cartoons, we're being told that X-Men 97 is going to use a specific overlay filter that's going to make the animation look just like it did in the 90s X-Men animated series. And after Agatha House of Harkness, Agatha Coven of Chaos, Agatha Darkhold Diaries, they have changed the name of the Agatha Harkness series yet again to It Was Agatha All Along. It's like they just I can't pick just one title. Like I feel all of them. We must use all of them. I think that's what's happening. The trailer for What If Season 2 has come out. We definitely get to see more of Loki, God of Stories, holding all the timelines together. Look, he even dressed up Yggdrasil as a Christmas tree. Isn't that sweet? And Marvel has hired Moon Knight writer Matthew Orton to pen some additional scenes for Captain America Brave New World. And for those of you who were fans of Hulu's Jason Sudeikis-led animated series Hit Monkey, it's time to party because Hit Monkey is coming back next year on Hulu. And of course, we gotta talk the Jonathan Majors trial because the outcome of this trial will determine if Majors returns in the role of King the Conqueror. This past Friday, the jury was unable to come to a verdict. So that means today, which is Monday when this video comes out, they're back in court this morning to try and reach a verdict. And hopefully they come to one. I'm seeing all this evidence and I'm going to show it for you now. I have the CCTV evidence that TMZ actually published. I'm just going to be honest here. In no situation is domestic violence acceptable. None. But there are cases when both parties are the ones being abusive. In the CCTV footage, we see Major's car come to a stop at an intersection. Majors gets out, tries to get out, and you can see Jabari trying to grab him back in. He turns around, pushes her back in, and this happens several times. He finally just says F it and starts walking off, and you can see she's got a hold of his arm, yanking him back, and eventually he just flings her off of him and he takes off running, and she literally chases him all across Chelsea, running. It's the craziest thing I've seen. She almost gets hit by a car at one point, and she all of a sudden just starts acting like, no big deal, no big deal. And then you see why, because there's a group of people there. So she's like, I don't want to act drunk and crazy right here. So she talks to these people, and Majors walks by, and he's like, you see the look on his face like, "No." Like, "No." And she's like, "Oh god. Oh god, what did I do?" We see the footage, the body cam footage of the police officers when Jonathan Majors called 911 when he found her unconscious and clearly out of sorts on the floor of their walk-in closet. I shouldn't be laughing, but some of this is just like when you're standing on the outside looking at it, you're like, red flags, so many. So you also have all of these crazy text messages between the two of them and some audio. And in this audio, and I've told you before, he told her that she needed to be more like Coretta Scott King or Michelle Obama. And that's not exactly what was said. That's a little out of context. In this audio transcript, in the actual audio that I've heard, he's telling her he's trying to work. He's like, I have a job and I'm just going to give you the gist of it. He's telling her he has a job and this job requires him to be at the top of his game, well rested, not stressed out, so on and so forth. And he's telling her that her going out and getting drunk with her rowdy friends and then bringing them home extremely late at night is detrimental to that she needs to be supportive. Like, and he asks her, have you heard of Coretta Scott King? Michelle Obama. You know, Coretta Scott King was the wife of Martin Luther King Jr. Michelle Obama is the wife of former President Barack Obama. They supported their men. And he's like, and I'm a great man. I'm doing things for my community, for my culture. And okay, well, you're a great man. Okay. That is thinking quite highly of yourself, sir. That's a bit of a toxic thing, but fine. I get what he's saying. He's saying, like, be a grown up. You're keeping me up at night. You're stressing me out. I got work to do in the morning. He asks her, then why are you going out, getting super drunk, and coming home and disturbing the peace of our home? Those are his exact words, coming back and disturbing the peace of our home. As someone who has been in toxic and abusive relationships, I'm telling you that aside from him calling himself a great man, the rest of that doesn't sound unreasonable. Like, I got to get up for work in the morning. I don't want to have to deal with your loud, drunk ass and all your goofy friends. This is not the time. I want it to be to a point where your friends know, okay, Jonathan's working on a project. We should probably leave their house alone for a while. That's not asking a lot. And from what everything I'm seeing, now remember, this trial is about this one specific incident. Grace Jabari is saying that Jonathan Majors assaulted her in the vehicle. The driver is saying that is not what happened. I saw the whole thing. And everyone's testimony is basically exactly the same. He was on his cell phone. They had been having problems for a while because he didn't like how much she was partying and disturbing the peace of their home. He wanted her to be more supportive of his work and of the other things he does for the community, I guess, for charities. It sounds to me like it wasn't a healthy relationship at all. Some serious red flags on both sides. But while they were in the car, Jonathan Majors was on his phone. Beep, 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 boop, boop. And Grace Jabari claims she looked over and saw that he was texting another woman. So she snatches the phone out of his hand and starts going through his phone. What does he do in return? He snatches it back and then fighting ensues. The driver testified that she was wailing on him the whole time, that she was doing everything. The police evidence did show, and we have those pictures, that her finger was very bruised, her middle finger very bruised, and there was a slight fracture, and that she has a cut. She has a cut behind her ear. Can that be defensive wounds? Absolutely. It can. But as someone who lived through my late teens and 20s, I am here to tell you that there have been many times I've woken up with a couple of magical bruises that I don't know where they came from. We called them battle scars. Like, you were a little too wild, honey. And she didn't even really remember everything at first. When all this was coming out, she was blackout drunk, unconscious in her closet floor. She was out of it. I myself have cut the back of my ear by being wild and accidentally, like, cut myself pulling my hair out of the way, and your hair can cut the back of your ear. These are all things that are possible. Could it have happened from him? Sure. Sure. But listen, where I'm from, where I live, if this had happened where I live and it was just Joe Schmo, if it was me, if it was just anybody else who, a billion people don't know their name. The rules are here, if there is any kind of domestic dispute, both people get arrested. Also, had this happened here, if everyone is on the same page that this all got started because she physically yanked his phone out of his hand and fought him about it, she touched him first. In Missouri, that's like, you started it, your fault. Ask me how I know. But according to everything that's been presented, and I highly recommend you read the articles on Variety and The Hollywood Reporter, this has been a very unhealthy and toxic relationship. Thankfully, the two broke it off that night, and that's what blew all this up. Thankfully, but it had been a very, very toxic relationship. For her to say that he assaulted her in the vehicle, and then the footage shows he's trying to get away. He's trying to get away from her, and she's chasing him. That says one of two things to me. Either one, she's not scared of him if she's going to go chase after him. She's not scared of the man that just caused all these abrasions, and so she's not scared. She's chasing after him. Or two, he's got her so brainwashed that she craves his approval so much that she'll, okay, it was me. It was all me. And, please come back. One of two things. Either way, very, 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 very toxic. There are a million red flags for both of these people. Absolutely no way should they have been together. For him to assert, this is what I expect and this is what I want in a relationship, and for her to say, yeah, okay, I can do that. This is what he wanted. If you have no intention of being that, then it's best for everyone if you just walk away. But then again, it's not my relationship. I'm not there. I'm neither one of them. But the whole thing just seems ridiculous. If they have to move on from Kang, they have to get rid, like recast Kang or end that contract early, there will be financial consequences for Disney. There you have it. I hope you enjoy the footage and the transcripts. If you would like to read the articles on Variety, I'll have the links below. First of all, Daniel RPK said that Grace Randolph has been cast in Superman Legacy as Cat Grant. I really want to be so excited for this movie, but I just keep getting the concerns In an incredibly rare event of big trades getting it wrong. Both Variety and The Hollywood Reporter reported that Palm Clementieff and Miriam Shore had both been confirmed casted in Superman Legacy. Gunn immediately goes to the toilet to debunk that Palm has absolutely not been cast in the role. No one has even discussed the possibility with her. He doesn't know where it's coming from. But Miriam Shore, it is confirmed that she is in very early talks to join the cast of Superman Legacy. Speaking of the ever-growing cast list of Superman Legacy, James Gunn hops on Threads to not only say that, first of all, he feels that cameo porn has been one of the catalysts that have ruined comic book movies or superhero movies, says the guy that has literally everyone in Superman Legacy. He gets in an argument with someone because they're like, no more, please. We want a Superman movie. And James Gunn's like, what single protagonist movie doesn't have more than 10 speaking roles? There will be more. And people are like, I think you've missed the point. I think what they're saying is, please, no more superhero cameos setting up the DC universe, please. And what you've repeatedly said is a standalone Superman movie. He stated to that person, those are not cameos. Those are fully fledged roles. Is Superman going to get enough screen time in his own movie? I can't be the only one wondering that. You've got 20,000 other DC characters in this Superman movie. How much screen time is David Cornsweet going to get as Superman? That is what we want to know. Yes, it's very nice that you said we're not those other guys. Great. We don't want you to be. We want you to be you. But we also want you to make sense. Gunn did finally fully officially confirm Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor on his Instagram. They went out to dinner. They talked about it. I think Nicholas Hoult is an excellent choice. He's a wonderful actor. I'm really looking forward to that. And that's one thing in the Superman Legacy stuff that, has not worried me at all. During an online interview, Zach was asked if he thought he would get to play any other role other than Shazam in James Gunn's DCU, since Sean Gunn, his brother, was going to be playing multiple roles.
Are you interested at all in going like the Jason Momoa or Sean Gunn route and just playing a whole new character, since this is like a new universe rebooting?
What do you mean, a new character?
I think Jason Momoa is playing. He's not going to be Aquaman anymore. He's playing somebody else. Sean Gunn, it just was announced, is playing Maxwell Lord.
But Sean was never established in the DC universe. So I mean, he's played Marvel characters, but but this is his first DC character.
No, he was Calendar Man, and he was Weasel, and he's been
in Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but those were kind of more like cameo-ish. I don't know. I mean, I think this. I don't know. Listen. When you're the brother of the guy who runs DC, I guess you get to play whoever you want.
God, I love Zach Levi. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. It is a little bit of nepotism. Come on. I mean, Sean Gunn is a good actor. We've loved him in everything. It's a little bit of nepotism. And James Gunn did flat out say that, oh no, it's going to be one actor for one role, and that's going to translate from animation to live action. And he's like, actually, what I said was, I don't blame Zach Levi for being so confused. We're all confused, Zachary. We have no idea what's going on. We're just not being interviewed about it. Warner Brothers, Discovery, and Tubi have come to an agreement to bring every single DC movie ever to the platform for people to watch for free. And that includes the latest The Batman by Matt Reeves. You know things are bad when they're giving it away for free to Tubi. And Gunn, again, is saying that he doesn't know where this stuff about Snyderverse going to Netflix keeps coming from. He took to Threads and said, I have to say this. This is the wackiest hashtag ever since one. Netflix hasn't expressed any interest in it. 2, Zach hasn't expressed any interest in it and seems to be happy doing what he's doing. And yes, we two have talked. But then you see this little tidbit with Zack Snyder.
But I don't know, if Netflix finally has it and you could hypothetically continue, would you be open to it?
If Netflix had owned the rights to the DC characters in my extended universe, of course, I would absolutely whatever. Yeah, no question.
Fans will be very happy.
Zach, you gotta stop saying things like that. You're driving these Snyder Cut cultists crazy. And did you know Aquaman 2, The Lost Kingdom is coming out this month on the 22nd? This week, it's happening. The preview night, the 21st, and then theaters everywhere on the 22nd. Did you know? Nobody knew. Because where's the marketing? I don't know where the DC marketing team is for Aquaman 2. I can't find it. I have concerns about this movie. And in other nerdy news, the script for Uncharted 2 is done. They're ready to move on to the next phase. And MGM is really eyeballing Aaron Taylor Johnson for the next James Bond. What are your thoughts on that? I'm really interested. Because in some ways, I think, not bad. Let's go a little younger. He's proven himself in the action arena. But I want to hear your thoughts. Tell me what you think about that. And the Madam Web posters have been released. So, as you can see, the CW didn't close. It just moved in with Sony. Chris Eccleston, the 9th Doctor in the Doctor Who-niverse, was asked during a panel if he would ever return to the Who-niverse.
Now, what would have to happen for that to become a reality?
Sack Russell T Davies, sack Jane Tranter, sack Phil Collinson, sack Julie Gardner, and I'll come back. So can you arrange that?
I mean, give it a try. Give it a try. Shudigatwa responds to people regarding his new Sonic.
It's a big difference. It's
done. Adam Sandler's The Click. It's too hard.
Let's clap back. Listen, I love my Sonic. It's so cool, and it's like
it's been 60 years, guys.
We've got to change it up. We've got to change it up. Stick with the times, guys. Stick with the times.
That's the thing. That's the thing. 2 things, actually. 1, yes, the show's been going for 60 years. Clearly, they were doing something right. And 2, the sonic screwdriver was updated with every single Doctor. Every single one. It was updated, changed to fit their personality. But it was still a sonic screwdriver. It wasn't a remote. The most recent trailer for Dune 2 hit on the 12th. And as like we even needed another trailer to make us think, oh my God, I want to see that movie. But yeah, it's great. And oh my God, I want to see that movie. A24 is producing a live action Death Stranding movie. Christopher Abbott has replaced Ryan Gosling in the upcoming Universal film, The Wolfman. I had no idea this was happening, but I would have liked to have seen Ryan Gosling as the Wolfman, I think. But this guy looks like, that looks like a Wolfman. According to someone I spoke with the other day, for you Orville fans, there is reason to hope that the Orville season 4 will drop on Hulu. When I was out in California earlier this year, they were filming season 4. So they have it. If you're looking for something to watch, I don't know why you're not watching Monarch Legacy of Monsters on Apple Plus. That show is bomb. I'm really enjoying it. You got to check it out. I think there's 6 episodes out right now, but it's good. It is. I promise. That's all the nerdy news I have for you guys this week. If you like the content I'm putting out, please make the sacrifice to our algorithm overlords and smash that like button. If you're new, I hope you subscribe and ring that notification bell so you get notified whenever I'm back with more nerdy news. If you would like to support the channel, I have several options in the links below, and make sure you follow us on all the socials. Until then, nerds, I've been Danny, you've been awesome, and I will see you in the next one. Stay nerdy, babies. Bye.
Kathleen Kennedy's gonna get you.
Thank you.